There we go. Okay. What's going on, everyone? This is Adam with LeadWeb, AI.com, and we are an Air agency. And today we're going to go over solar and how to build an agent specifically for solar. And we're going to go over some different syntax things that you need to pay attention to, and also, probably most importantly, is going over how to properly set this up. So, from can't even talk tonight, a compliance perspective, you're covered. And one of the things I'd like to start with is how you generate leads. If you're buying a lead list, before you do that, you want to make sure that the leads are opted in. And that is specifically for the TCPA law that just came out. Just a word of caution. But if you've already gotten the consent, if you already got that stuff taken care of, the next thing that you have to do whenever you're building out your script is making sure that you put your company name within the opening of the actual script itself. And so I'll give you an example of how we help our clients build out scripts and get the pointers, the tips, and whatnot that we give them. This is kind of a sample of what to expect whenever you do build out an agent inside of Air. There's going to be a seed phrase, which is what hi prospect name is. There's going to be wait for prospect to respond, and then obviously all of the other prompts that you have. So in this format, there's a very specific format that you have to follow. One is the tilde and the quotation. So if you're on a computer, a laptop, a MacBook, it's shift, and then right near the top there's a little squiggly line called a tilde or tilde, and you want to hit that button, space, and then a quotation. That's how you start every single sentence. And so I've already pre-built out one, and I've added in some things that you probably need to pay attention to and look out for, and just for teaching purposes. And so you'll see me kind of go back and forth. So it's going to start out with a seed phrase. You can't paste in a seed phrase. This is mainly just a placekeeper. And then always pay attention to how the spelling of things are, the if it's lowercase or capital, and the asterisk with all of this. So now we're going to go into the first part of this. And we're going to hit paste. And I guess since we're here already, this isn't the seed phrase that we're going to edit, because you have to edit seed phrase inside of the actual agent inside of Air. But you could, I guess, put a placeholder here. So you could say, hey, prospect name, this is Kim calling from ABC Solar. Got a sec. You always want to end the prompt with a question as well, just so that way it yields a response back from the prospect. And so then, that's the other thing too. When you're going through and you're building out your agent, you never want to predict an objection. You never want to predict a question. You want to go through the script as if you're building a perfect script. They always say yes, right? They never have a question. They're just like, yes, I have net metering. Yes, I have no trees in my yard. Yes, I don't have shade in my house, right? You always want to make sure they're always yeses. You take care of the questions and the objections and how you answer them in the knowledge base, which is in a separate video on the channel. But this is specifically just for making sure the conversation is 100% yes. So right here, it'll say, yeah, I'm following up about the electrical meter that was installed on metadata address. And this is a little bit of a complex thing. And we also have a video on this as well. You just type in metadata not working in our channel, and it should pop up. But basically, metadata is how Air passes information through from a list that you have. So for example, you download a lead list of people who opted in from Facebook or something like that, and they have an address. And so the name inside of the column, the column title, would need to be specific to the spelling of the address, or in this case, the address. And so if there's a capital A that is the column name, then you need to do a capital A in metadata. So squiggly bracket metadata dot address in squiggly bracket space, and then finish your sentence there. The other thing is, you notice that it doesn't have the tilde or any quotations. So we're going to just copy this, hit cut, paste it in, and oops, another quotation there. Enter. We're going to copy this, wait for prospect to respond, and enter space. Enter. Enter. All right. So now we're going to the next one. Now this is kind of wordy, but I mean, it's still, you can get away with it. And the reason why I say you can get away with it is because you'll run into a couple scenarios where the prompt is pretty long and it takes a long time for the AI to say it, which then leads people to say, oh, the AI is just super slow and it's not ready. The reason why it's slow is because you gave it a paragraph of information to read. So you could do one of two things, or both. You could put a one-word sentence here. So, for example, instead of got it, you could do like, okay, period, and or really whatever it is that you want to put there. And then you could also shorten this and put it into two prompts. So, for example, if we did this and it said, okay, over the last few years, they've upgraded, had to sneeze, the power of the pause button, we're back. So, it says, okay, over the last few years, you've upgraded, or they've upgraded everyone's meter from analog to digital, and because of that, a program was formed called net metering, which is the reason for the call, which is the reason for this call on a recorded line. And then the rest of it says, with the program, you'll be able to help reduce your electric bill, save it to 50% or more, without costing you anything out of pocket. Has anyone come by to talk to you about this yet? Now, the way this is worded, you really can't. If you didn't make any edits, you can't really space this out. But in the event that you could make this into two questions, what you want to do is put it into two questions, word it properly, hit wait for prospect to respond, paste it in there, and then move on with the next one with the same formatting. So that way, one, the AI is faster, and you're not going to have any latency. So we'll just go back and leave this as is. And also a couple things in here too, aside from the tilde and quote. So also right here it says 50. You want to go ahead and add 50 in here. Now here's the other thing too. You may run into a couple of words that are abbreviated and you have to say them a certain way that maybe spelling isn't correctly. So for example, up here, I should have caught this earlier, but up here where it says ABC Solar, it may say that properly because it's a letter, but in the event that it doesn't, you want to be very specific with it. So you want to do A, B, C Solar. And so just be aware of that as well. So like AI would need to be AYI, essentially. So just think of that also if you have like an abbreviated word or logo, whatever the case may be. And then also on this particular one here, this sentence right here, it's going to be a run-on sentence, but you can't really think about building your AI in terms of how it talks or to make it sound as normal as humanly possible. As weird as that sounds. The whole way your sentence is formatted doesn't really matter as long as it sounds right. So for example, you can see here, if I hit backspace and added a comma, if you were reading it, it doesn't really look like it'd be correct. However, just from what we found, if you put a period there and then you start it again, there's too much of a lag there, too much latency. In this, there's a very brief breath. That's why in a lot of the agents that we build, a lot of times we don't even have periods at the end of this. We'll just put a comma or something along the lines of that, or a ... to have some sort of space. And then in the prompt with the question, so has anyone or anybody come by to talk to you about this yet? And then we're going to put another quote there, hit enter, copy, and then we're going to do the same thing. Now mind you, you can still use this because this particular script is going to be located at the bottom inside of the script, not the bottom of this page, but the description of the video. So you can click on this, copy it, and then make your own version of it. So you just go up here, File, make a copy, and then you can do whatever edit that you want to it. But just make sure you're staying in line with the same format, and it doesn't have to be specifically this. So you can make it really whatever you want to make it, as long as it fits with your company. And we're going to go ahead and paste. And so we're going to do some checking on this. This looks good. You effectively put tens of thousands back in your pocket. So we'll just hit backspace, comma. We'll add in the tilde, space, quotations, quotations. And then we're going to keep going. And then soon enough, you have yourself a script that you can add into your agent and start calling away. Where'd it go? And then we'll just go through this just to see if we can see any other fixes. And that's the other thing too. You really want to go over your script to see where you can eliminate some pauses wherever those may need to be, or maybe it sounds too robotic, and so you want to add like an or an or a so, or something like that to break up the sentence. Like right here, which says help, I would put a comma, and then we'll go down to the next one. There we go. Take some water after this. Do a tilde. In quotation, that one looks good. There we go. Add tilde exclamation. I'm saying exclamation, quotation. And also you can see here where this dot dot dot, so the way that this is going to be read out, and I'll go over the square bracket words in here too, like do not skip this ever. So the way this would read is, by the way, I had to put a comma there, by the way, is there anyone else going to help you make this decision? Like a spouse or a partner, it's going to have those pauses in there when you do a dot dot dot. And then also, if you're seeing that your AI is starting to go off script and you really need it to say something very specific, you could always do this. And you could say this right here. Instead of do not skip this ever, you could do all caps, type this exactly. So always confirm that a spouse or a partner are available to attend appointment to. That doesn't really make much sense. So we'll stick out the 2. And then type this exactly. And then it'll, due to the fact that it has square brackets, not squiggly brackets, it's going to take that as a direction, as instruction to specifically read whatever it is afterwards. So you can use that little trick there as well. And then you're going to add in wait for prospect to respond. And right here, this is actually an if that, then that scenario. So we also have a video on this as well. I'm not going to go too in depth specifically on what this is, but if you go to our channel and you do Air.Ai, if that, then this, it's going to go into all of these rules way more specifically than I will on this video, because just for time purposes, I want to get through this. But it says, if there is a spouse or a partner, make sure they both can attend appointment, and repeat spouse's or partner's name. And then you could say type this exactly. Just to double check there's no reason why you'd miss the call, and then confirm the appointment, right? And then you're going to wait for prospect to respond. Make sure you don't have any periods in there like I do. And it says, okay, so we're going to do, oops, tilde, quotation. Okay. And actually, I wouldn't put okay, I would do amazing, period. So I have all that I need, and thanks again. Please remember to be around as our solar technicians go around the community just to give you guys the information. Kindly mark that on your calendar. And you should also be getting a text asking to send a utility bill. This will just make the visit a lot faster, so you can text that number if anything changes. So this one's kind of long. It's kind of confusing to the AI, and it's going to have a lot more pauses in it than it should. And so I would trim this down a little bit. I would say, mark it on your calendar, that's fine. I would actually put this into 2 prompts. So I would do, and also, you should also get a text asking to send your utility bill. Did you get that? Quotation, enter. Oops. Wait for prospect to respond. And then you could do, great. This will make this visit a lot faster. So you can text that number if anything changes. Have a good day. And then you could do a action inside of Air as well to end the call once it specifically types out this prompt here, which will actually be in another video. So if you search for how to end a call inside of the channel, you'll be able to see that. But this is exactly how you build out a solar agent. And if you have any questions or anything like that, you can always leave a comment below. And if you're interested in working with an agency with your solar company, you could go to our website, or you could click the description where you'll also find, this link right here. And you'll be able to see a demo and get this script for free. So, again, if you have any questions, leave a comment below. Talk to you soon. See you.